All right, it is indeed time for the Fluffle to assemble. Welcome one and all to the Rabid Atheist Show. I'm your host, Ed Raby, a former pastor turned atheist, now a compassionate anti-theist. Welcome to my channel. Welcome one and all to the Rabid Atheist Show. Welcome to the Rabid Nation. Whether you are a paid-for citizen, whether you're just a tourist who's subscribed, or whether you're just looking across the border, wondering whether or not to emigrate to such a wonderful nation as the Rabid Nation, welcome one and all to the Rabid Atheist Show, and welcome to another edition of Deconversion Hangout, where we as deconverted folks tend to talk about our own issues. Theists are certainly welcome to attend. Just be very, very polite. Be very, very respectful, and you'll be welcomed here. You're always welcome to ask questions about deconversion on my show at any time. So, and today, I'm looking at an issue that kind of is pressing on me, and I don't know if it affects anybody else, but I'm looking at a evidential standards since I've deconverted. So that's kind of what I'm looking at tonight. Have they changed? Have they gotten stricter? Have they gotten laxer? What is the thing with evidential standards once you become a deconverted person? Like, have you learned anything from walking away from some of that stuff? All right, and that's what it'll be. But before we get into that, I got a couple of announcements. There, of course, is a goal in chat, where if I reach that goal, I will wear the hat chosen by the poll for the rest of the stream. It's my way of raising money for the channel and for myself and all that stuff, and keep the streams ad-free during the stream. So always welcome those donations. Thank you very much. There is a link to the Discord in the description. So if you want to join a community, the Fluffle Fangs can always use new fun people to keep us all entertained as we go through life. It's a good community. I appreciate it. There's also a link to a GoFundMe in the chat and in the description to help our artist, IKIlledEarl, get through some troubled times right now, but she's doing much better. There's been a few reports on there. You want to check that out. If you can afford to do something, we appreciate it. If you can't, spread the word around. See somebody who can. So there we go. Let's see. Well, let's get a quick roll call. Evan is here. Good to see Evan. Faye is here. Dragon Rider is here. Blossom is here. Good to see you, Blossom. Martin is here. Yes, sharing is a huge help. I just wanted to emphasize that sharing is a huge help. Getting the fundraiser in front of other people's faces is always a huge help. It definitely does. All right, I think that's it so far. Like all my streams, people file in as it goes along. So there we go. Let's see. Make sure I didn't pass by any questions. Yes, fawn people, flora people. So there we go. What's the issue today? Well, I'm exploring a couple options for my life, and I was just thinking about some things, like compared to when I was going through school back in the day, going through Bible college and seminary. And then I was looking at some of the stuff that I used to do when I was at Ferris more recently. And I found myself in a position where I'm evaluating evidential standards between what I did in Bible college and church and all that stuff compared to like the academic rigor of like a secular university, just a basic secular university. And one of the options I'm looking at is getting back to studying some stuff and maybe writing a couple journal articles to get back into the academic game. And I was thinking about evidential standards when you're guided by faith versus evidential standards when you like have to have some. Because I was thinking about it, like when I was in Bible college, the research study methods were rigorous in a certain way. Like you had, like everybody else, you had to put your citations in and all that stuff. And hey, Tilton, good to see you. Yes, happy Thursday. But when I was in Bible college, yeah, you had to do this very, you had to do it, but it was always channeled through, like, as Ken Ham said earlier in the week, those religious, God's way lenses. So, um, and so there was always this connection with faith. Every time I did a research paper in Bible college, even when it was like, and this is old school card catalog, going through the book stacks kind of shit. uh, there always had to be like the angle of God, and how it related back to God and faith and all that jazz. And then more recently, when I went to Ferris, now this added a whole new research layer, like researching the internet, making sure your sources are solid and not some fly-by-night bullshit. There's a whole different layer to research thanks to the internet and sharing information and access to various libraries and research papers and stuff. So it becomes much more rigorous in the sense. But I remember, instead of being told what the conclusion should be, like I was in Bible college, the standards of evidence were guided more on like, go study the evidence and then come to your conclusion. And so it was very, very different. And I was thinking about that because I am thinking about, getting back into the game, writing a couple journal articles, maybe looking at some sort of PhD work. I'm not sure yet. It's very preliminary. But one of the things that concerned me is this evidential standards issue. Like, what constitutes good evidence? What constitutes good stuff? Like, how do you know you've done good research? Yeah, this is on God. Yes, it is. Oh, you can't be an academic, you silly YouTuber. I will lower the bar for proof for God, but not for my debate opponents. Sorry. Yes, smash the like button. Yes, there is a college for Bible. There's a lot of college for Bible Bowl, actually, believe it or not. But I know I'm a YouTuber. What the hell am I thinking? No, I have the ability, because of the master's degree. Yes, it's in theological studies, but it's also a research degree. So, and even there at Asbury is a little bit different. It's not so much that they told you to conclude with God. It was more of an assumption. Asbury is a little bit lighter as far as pushing you to a certain conclusion. I just think it was kind of expected. But the way of doing research was different. The evidential standards are different. What I found in Bible college and seminary, though, is there's this cognitive bias that if something agrees with your opinion, you could put it in the paper or whatever, and it would automatically be accepted. Whereas something that was contrary, you had to argue about. So yeah, that was kind of one of the things. Still barely, I kind of missed that shit. Like, how cool. Yes. Hey, Ron. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's kind of warm yet. Hey, Wolf. So, hey, Sam. Good to see you. I'm trying to catch up, make sure I've got. There she is. Wonderful, lovely, beautiful, smart, intelligent, laughing which our Lord naps. IKIlledEarl. One of the smartest women I know. But yeah, it's interesting that he is. Well, but the thing about it, though, is when you think about it, like I look at apologists like William Lane Craig and Evidential Standards, and this is exactly a great illustration of what I'm talking about. Like, there's a desire in the academia of Christianity / theology / whatever to lower the bar of what constitutes proof. Like, since I've deconverted, I've realized how the rigor for actual academia is quite a little bit higher. Even at a bachelor's degree level, it's a lot higher than it ever was at Bible college. Now, in certain ways, Bible college, my professors were good in a couple respects. They expected you to write well, like they expected you to. So it's just that when I was at Bible college, there was always like if you wrote something that everybody accepted or you used a source that backed up what everybody accepted, nobody questioned it. Whereas in secular academia, every source is questioned, everything is questioned. Um, and so the rigor is a lot higher. You know, oh, your mom made Cincinnati chili. Okay. Yeah, I'd be happy too. Good food is always happy, especially in your circumstances. Like that's homemade, real stuff. There you go. Yes, it does sound delicious. But yeah, I'm just thinking about, as I go into like getting back into academia, thinking about it, and it's like the standards I need to study are much, much higher. They're better, they're bigger, like everything has to be questioned and verified. And it's just not that. Like I remember a few years ago, I think a couple of years ago now, I tried to answer the question to the theist, what evidence would you accept? And I'm like, well, if it's falsifiable, that would help. Like, yeah, it's better, bigger, uncut. Yes. Oh, no, 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 no. See, we're going to get a discussion on chili. So there you go. Oh, look at you, Tilting. Look at you. Thank you very much, Tilting. I appreciate it. I do. So there you go. But yeah, 4 months. Thanks, Tilting. I appreciate that. But yeah, like I'm like, okay. I've told apologists before, like, give me something falsifiable. Give me something that can be scientifically verified. Um, and I don't think that that's a major standard. I mean, I think that's just basic shit now. Whenever they want to pull the historical card out, it's like, okay, do you have corroboration with some of the source? Does the author name themselves? That's helpful. Do we have some sort of, legit archaeology behind all this and not some fraud like most Christian archaeology is? Um, and that usually what ends up happening there is you end up having a discussion with somebody who just accepts certain things because they fit their cognitive bias and they haven't really thought about whether it's testable or whether it's repeatable or demonstrable. So yeah, that's all I'm asking for. And I mean, but it depends on, yeah, I mean, like I'm just looking, and when you talk that way to apologists, Evan, it's interesting how they feel like you can see it in their face. You can see it in their face. Like you can see it when you start bringing this stuff up. Like, well, yes. Huh. I went and saw your mom. That's good. Actually, I'm happy you did that and got to see Dad too. Dads are important too. I have to remind people of that. Being a dad, I have to remind my kids of that. Yeah. So there we go. But yeah, like a God that has a direct effect on reality should have empirical evidence to back it up. Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's when you bring that up to apologists, and it's like this is, and then you reflect on it. This is why a lot of us left the faith because we realized certain things aren't testable. They're not repeatable. They're just claims. I remember I've been watching, I watch a lot of streams, and one of the things that theists do often is they make a lot of claims. They never bother to back them up. They never bother to put evidence behind them. They spout off things as if they're true without backing it up. Now, as somebody who's deconverted, I try really hard not to do that. Like, um, we try to, if something turns out to be wrong, we're willing to correct it. Like, but when it's a central matter of faith to a lot of people of faith, they'll double down on something. Like they'll say, you'll prove them wrong, you'll fact check them, and then they'll double down on it. Like I think one of the more humorous ones I saw lately, just perusing YouTube, I got Mike Jones out there quoting Tim Pool. That's funny in and of itself, about slavery in America, how Christians ended slavery. And I'm like, and it's hilarious to me, because any person who basically does historical research will understand that inside of Christianity, slavery was a divisive issue, but it only really started being a divisive issue, strangely enough, when the ideas of the Enlightenment began to come out. So weird. Oh, there you go. There you go. Need hugs and real food. Parents are always good for hugs and real food. I get those from my mom too. So valid. It's valid. Yeah, like I'm very cautious about saying stuff now. I like every once in a while I'll say something, I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, do I know that for sure? It's a constant deconversion thing when it comes to evidence. Like, when I listen to apologists talk, and they'll talk this way because they want to, like, it's amazing the gymnastics on the slavery question, Wolf, when it comes to Christians, like the gymnastics they will go through to justify that. Like, oh no, Christians were part of the abolitionist movement. I'm like, dude, there are literally recorded sermons in the South that says that that's bullshit. Okay, like, there's written down, people have written down sermons and articles that have been preserved. The thing about my situation that's interesting on that issue, Julian, is this. I went to Ferris State University. Now, Ferris State has a very interesting museum. Okay. It is the Museum of Racist Memorabilia. And what they have done to make sure that people can't deny racism of the past is collect, like, literally all these articles from newspapers, magazines, all this kind of stuff that just straight up racist bullshit from the past, and they preserve it. And if you ask them why they do that, they're like, because people want to deny this happened. Okay. And I remember perusing it once, and because they have this library with all these articles and stuff, and there's articles from Southern newspapers, as all the way way past abolition, where all that stuff, where they're still advocating for slavery based on the Bible. Like, it's not, to sit there and deny this happened, like, is garbage. And this is the evidential standards, though, that they want, because it's an embarrassment to them. So they shift the evidential standards to go there. And for people like me and you, it's like, Anna, you better back that up. So, so, oh my goodness. Up to a point, if someone changes their mind on something immediately with no remuning, I find that, yeah, me too. Like, it's one of those things. I think so. At least you know something about them, that there's part of their character that's willing to change with new information. And so, so there you go. Let's see. Big thing across from almost all spirit. It feels like the cognitive background, and then it's accepted. Vibes are just as good as proof. Yep. Let's see. That chili is not approved. What chili are you talking about? Special spices over spaghetti noodles. Yes. Yes, Cincinnati chili. I know what you're talking about. It is absolutely delicious, even if it's not approved by the Germans. So there you go. Discussion on Torah Tuesday group. Somebody brought up that certain kinds of Orthodox are the fastest growing Jewish group. I insist we put that line on convo. Oh, well, there seems to be like a revival of orthodoxy and conservatism and Christian belief. Like, I won't deny, like, I don't see the numbers increasing in the United States as far as like Christian nationalists and conservative fundamentalist Christians. It seems to be holding the line. But what I see in Christendom here in the United States is the more moderate liberal side is diminishing. Like they're just not sticking around. It's the conservative fundamentalist ones that are holding a hard line. So, and they keep their numbers that way. So, it's okay. Tommy and Matt on the Humanity from Cincinnati is talking about that chili a lot. Do they call it Skyline chili? Oh, okay. Yeah, spaghetti is traditional. It's a traditional thing. Yeah, you got to do thick spaghetti, angel hair. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like I just don't know because as I look at my past, I look at what I used to accept and what I don't accept. Like people have said, you got more critical. I said, no, I've just gotten more cautious. I think part of the emotional part of this from a deconversion aspect is you got fooled once and you're not going to be fooled again. And so you raise your standards of what's going to constitute proof. So see, someone sent me an opponent defending slavery, and his opening promise was evolution, debating doing a recorded or live reaction, but it's so hard to watch. Well, Julian, man, you are in a sphere where this shit's going to come up. You know it. I know it. I feel for you. Because I have a lot of times where I watch these apologists and I have a hard time watching them because there was literally a video I watched. Maybe it's the same one. I don't know. This guy was like basically saying that slavery was biblical. Like I hadn't heard that since like Greg Locke. Like I did a reaction to Greg Locke a while ago where I said finally a Christian pastor apologist is honest about what the Bible says about slavery, and he advocated, slavery should be legal, like literally from his pulpit. Not a surprise from him, but yeah, now it seems to be more popular than it was before. Like I've seen several videos where Christians have basically said, "Well, yeah, that's what the Bible says." Like and so immediately it becomes like okay, like this notion of one person owning another person is okay. Like why do we have a problem with that? Like I'm like I don't know because it's kind of bad for the person owned. Like I don't know. Jesus. Orthodox Jewish communities are growing, but it sounds like a big piece. Yeah, well, it could be bananas high birth rates. But you do see this thing when a religion is dying. I don't know how many. I've read one study. I don't know how well this is verified. So this is one of my cautious moments. But the idea that when a religion is dying or some belief system is dying, the more hardcore the belief comes, and then we're getting the real people of faith, and then the people that are more moderate and liberal about that faith either leave or they become more insulated, because they got to stick to it. So you're always derailing the convo, Earl. No, I'm kidding. Hey, native. You might be right. I see. I've traveled the country enough where I've seen different pasta dishes, so you might be correct. Yeah, we don't want to get fooled again. Yep. Oh, we're gonna if we got to have a potluck if we have the congregation. Someday. Often encourages to have more and more babies, so a growing one doesn't mean anything to me. Want to know how many adults reason their way into the religion? Yes, that's my question too. Yeah, wait, Jesus. Oh my gosh. It's nowhere to fool, but I'm starting to think it's worse to be the only one who isn't fooled. Could be the case. Yeah, that might. I just know, like, this issue in particular, like slavery, it's been very interesting how, like, you can tell Christians are on the ropes about it because they can't defend it. There was that recent interview with Alex O'Connor was debating, oh, what's his name, the guy that claims to be a historian, but he not really isn't one. He's just an English lit guy. And they were talking about the slave Bible. And Alex O'Connor pointed out the slave Bible is just nothing more than a Bible where they took the verses that supported slavery out and put them all in one place. Like, it's like they took anything out of the Bible. They didn't just cut stuff up like Thomas Jefferson did and hand it to slaves. Um, they collected the verses on slavery that supported slavery and put them all together. Like, it's like the way these people did those Bibles was very, very different. And the real funny part is, like, you still got people like Mike Jones trying to fight about it. And it's like, dude, this is not a winning battle for you. Like, Christians are starting to take one or two responses. They're being very apologetic for it, trying to find a way to justify it. The big defense is what Mike Jones does. Well, Christians were abolitionists. I don't give a shit what Christians did. I give a shit about what your Bible says. Like, because as long as your Bible says it and people say it's the word of God, then this can rear its ugly head at any time from a religious point of view. And then there's others who are straight up saying, yeah, it's justified. That's what the Bible says, so it's good. Like, it's that guy we looked at Tuesday. If the Bible says it, then it's right. Like, it doesn't matter what the world says. It doesn't matter what other Christians say. What the Bible says, that's what it says. And that mentality is going to keep that alive. So a lot of them are feeling safe coming out of the woods. So yes, yes. Well, I am sure it's about people getting into hard corrals, but literally the stats I found said this fertility. Okay, so it's the one group. Oh, nice. So there you go. I was already agnostic atheist, even in high school. I don't really thought of much of an individual. I want to make sure I get the second part. So, like, I thought I would go beyond reasonable doubt versus responsive evidence for SAL allegations in college university, but not really regarding religious belief. Yes, yes, Michael Jones. Inspired philosophy is known to the rest of you. But yeah, he had a short out that I watched today where Tim Pool fact checks an atheist about slavery on how there were so many abolitionists that were Christians. It's like, I don't know how you so, yeah, see, we all bow down to the Fluffle. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because here's the problem. I've noticed something in the overall sphere of social media. Being an asshole actually is attractive to some people. I mean, it's the only way I can explain certain YouTubers and media commentators, because they are like completely repugnant as far as their viewpoints to me, and yet they have a following. Like, I don't know if there's a whole bunch of people I've always been thinking this, and so therefore now that somebody's saying it, I'm going to be their fan. Like, or does putting it out in the open point out that these people need to be watched and maybe we should be more cautious about them? I don't know. People are reacting different ways. So call it the best of collection. Okay. Yeah, he kind of really spoiled the narrative of that one, because the whole slave Bible issue, they like, oh, see, they had to edit the liberty and freedom. No, that's not what a slave Bible is. It's literally a collection of all the verses that support slavery put together. So, like, yes. Okay, we've gone from chili spaghetti debates to pizza debates. I've already had the best pizza ever. Unfortunately, that restaurant closed, I believe. Or they got under new ownership and it wasn't as good. So, see, you're called inflexible by some, Martin? Oh, look at you. Even if somebody self-identifies as a Christian abolitionist, like the Bible does not advocate for freeing slaves, you can't get around that. Yeah, like this has been the argument I've had. I don't care what they did at one point. Slavery became unpopular because of the Enlightenment, and look at that. Christianity flexed its shit so it wasn't lining up as much with slavery, even though its Bible clearly says it's okay and slaves should be obedient to their masters like they're obeying Jesus, etc., 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 including the ones that are rude. You have to obey the ones that are rude all the more to demonstrate the sufferings of Christ. Like the New Testament is in many ways more repugnant about slavery than the Old. Like it's compliance. But yes, like this is what they're doing. Like the apologists are like, oh, but all these Christians were abolitionists. Yeah, and there was a bunch of them that weren't. So like, why can't we acknowledge that this was a contentious issue at about the same time that Enlightenment ideas were taking off? Huh, weird. Yeah. They ought to open up some of that stuff. On the one hand, seeing certain cartoonish, awful politicians be cartoonishly awful seems to galvanize some people. Yes. And let's see. On the other hand, some of the people who fight against the cartoon seem to be super slurp up the Kool-Aid when less cartoonish folks say the same things in nicer words. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's a mixed thing. So, Christian rattlers. Thanks, Martin. I appreciate it. Oh, so basically, a Bible without parts making up the slave Bible would be a better Bible. Yes. Like, I think Alex O'Connor did a good job of explaining what a slave Bible actually was. It's like if I went through the Bible and collected all the verses about God's love and put it in a pamphlet, they wouldn't call it an edited Bible where I cut all the other good parts out. They would just say, I'm emphasizing the love of God in such a pamphlet. That's kind of what a slave Bible did. They emphasized the verses on slavery and how it was justified based on Christianity. And those Bibles continued to be produced well after abolition of slavery in the United States. So there was a time, I think, in this country after the Civil War where some people thought it might come back, like and they wanted it to. It might be you because of the storms. I'm not glitching, so the other day I know I was glitching, and it was because I had a thunderstorm in my area. It wasn't like right over top of me, but I knew that they openly told us that communication might be a problem. I knew I was glitching that day, but it might be you. I'm not glitching right now. It happens. And I can't profit this Bible wrong, so they end up in a real logical pretzel. At that moment, I don't think they realize what they're arguing for. I think you might be right. When I look at the effects of indoctrination on people, there are certain ways that you're taught to think so that when something comes up contrary to your position, your brain glitches, like it refuses to process the information. The religion is really good at producing what people call NPCs, like people that are programmed to say certain things in response to certain things. And when you get off the things that they're supposed to respond to, they find the closest one and they continue to respond that way. Indoctrination does that. Like it teaches you pat responses. Like I remember in Bible college, one of the first classes I took was personal evangelism. And there's like a whole chapter in there, what happens if people get off the script, if they get off the subject, and all the ways to get it back on the script and back on the subject. That carries over into everything that Christianity or any religion teaches you. Like you're always taught to get back on the script. Like you're always taught to get back to the answers that are accepted. And so if a person gets asked a question off the script of answers, yeah, they can't process the Bible might be wrong, so they glitch it back onto something that's related and sort of kind of relates. That's why you'll see apologists change the subject. They want to change it to a subject where they have a script instead of, like, if you really want to get an apologist in trouble, just ask them a question that's not in their script and just keep pressing it. Like, I think Rationality Rules has done a number of videos where that's exemplified, where you don't let the person get off the question. Like, it's why I do that a lot too. When there's a theist here, they come in and I ask them a question and then they try to say something that's completely unrelated to my question, and I re-ask the question. Like, the best way to deal with that is that, like, they don't know what to do. Yeah, there's some that are genuinely defending it, though. Yes. Okay, Frig, a capture card dies this year. Okay. Hey, Chuck, good to see you. Yeah, like, or they'll ask clarifying questions to dodge the point. I've seen that before. The best way to handle an apologist is get them a question, and until they answer that question, I'm not going to get off of it. Like, I've had that happen so many times in chat. You guys are my witnesses. Like, they'll say something, I ask a question about it, or ask them a question to either clarify or, well, if that's true, then how do you deal with this? And they immediately switch to something else because they don't want to stay. Evangelism scripts are very interesting, and I've worked with a number of them over the years as a Christian. But evangelism scripts always want to keep moving along. They do not want to linger on any point because they're trying to rush to the conclusion. And the conclusion is to present the gospel, get people to, either accept or reject the message, say the printer's prayer, do a quick follow-up disciple, find a local church, read your Bible every day, pray every day, kind of thing. They want to get to that point. And so they don't, once you get off the script, Evan, they don't know what to do sometimes, and you have to keep doing that. So yeah, making sure they engage honestly, like jelly. Oh yes, brain candy. Good to see you, Josh. Oh, I can actually sympathize that I'm mentally through, because assuming the Bible were true, why would you need anything other than the script? The truth is the truth. Yes, and that's something I pointed out to them as well. Like, why do you need this? If this is the truth, why don't you just present it? And it's because it's edited. Like, this is the propaganda working on a local level, working on a way of doing things at a local individual Christian level. Like, you need to have everything curated. What's the one? There's one of the video games I used to play a long time ago, Metal Gear Solid 2, I believe, where there's this long monologue between the main character and this girl, and she points out that in order to control things, you don't really have to control the exact language with everybody. You just have to control the context of what people see and engage with. And that is so goddamn true. Like, you just have to, and religion exemplifies this. Like, if you keep people inside the church, if you keep them only engaging the information that you're giving them and keep that in the context, keep them on the scripts. When they get asked questions off the script, just find a way to get it back on the script. Like, all you have to do is control the context. And that's basically, I sympathize with them because they're a victim of that. Like, most people inside of religion, this is the victimhood of it, is they're in a context they can't get out of. So JL Warren doing that tactic last night in the stream with an apologist who was crashing out because he didn't accept his narrative. Yes. Yeah, like JL is actually really good at that. I watch JL every once in a while, and when I have time and he's on at appropriate time, then I can watch. Or I watch some of his streams like they interest me, but he does that very, very well. Like he's very good at keeping people on the narrative, and that's what his channel lives on is engaging believers. So he has to get good at it. But yeah, it's really he's very good at it. I can definitely recommend JL's channel. That's for sure. JL's a good guy too. Here says the Capital Friends. Well, yes, Don, I would. Good. Now we're back in agreement. I mean, you wouldn't need a script if you actually had the truth. You just answer the questions honestly. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but that's the point of indoctrination is to get people to feel like that is not an adequate thing. Like truth, like they'll sit there and say the truth is the truth, but then they'll come up with all kinds of strategies to defend their truth. Like you're talking to a former Christian education pastor who my whole thing with children was to get them into this script mentality where they just quoted verses of scripture or quoted doctrine or whatever whenever they were confronted with, a lack of faith. Like the whole, we guised it as we got to protect these kids' faith. So we got to teach them stuff that keeps their faith in line. And we didn't necessarily put it in that language. It was always more flowery and nice. But that's the way most indoctrination is done, with a handshake and a smile. But so there you go. There you go. But yeah, like it's like this is the way it works. Like, and all religions do this. This is why, like, liberal moderate Christians, it's same. Like their scripts may be less strict, but they have them. Like they have these mental scripts in their head. Like there's some reason why a moderate Christian believes in God. Like they have this scripted reason of why they believe in God. If you find out what that is and get them off of it, then they get agitated just like anybody else. So the ending of it would be incredibly, oh yeah. I gotta give the writers of the Metal Gear series credit, at least up to a certain point. I haven't played a lot of the other games, but that one I played a lot, and often it was for that monologue. Like it was, the whole point was to listen to that. But you have this girl explaining to the main character this idea of all, you don't have to control all the media. You just have to control the context of what is presented and how it's presented. You don't have to necessarily control everything that goes out. You do try to crush things that are way outside of the narrative. Like in the case of that game, Solid Snake's dealing with Metal Gear is something that the establishment didn't want out there. So that was something that you had to try to crush, but mostly you just had to control the context. So the same thing I'm playing with censorship, right? Are you telling me it's not? No. Rose, you're being silly. What purpose do you control conduit to create context? Exactly. Like all you have to do is create context. It is a great line. That is one of the perfect lines, because it's like, it's the first time that a video game made me really think about something. Like most of the time video games were entertainment or something like that, but that was one of the first times that it ever made me, yeah, it's more prophetic than the Bible. Oh yes. Yeah, it's where the scientist telling the CEO he thinks they should go public with information about people getting frozen with their favorite memory. Yeah. Oh, smushes the liketh button. Yeah, please hit the like button. It always helps. Oh my goodness. But yeah, like there's some really good moments like back in the day. But yeah, very, very more prophetic. Yeah, like, well, but that's just it. Like every Christian, every believer has something that they have blocked off or scripted. Like we're talking about evidential standards as a context for that. There is always something that we all have that we haven't really applied evidential standards to. And usually with Christians or anybody religious, it's usually their sacredly held religious beliefs. They don't really want to do it. Like, I mean, that's what deconstruction, deconversion is all about, right? It's challenging the things you haven't challenged before. And I can see Melissa, like, we did that stream together. Like, I can see where she's there. Like, I can see there's certain things that she doesn't want to challenge. And I get it. Like, I used to be there too. I can get it. So, hence your reminder. The Matrix, the Truman Show, the social experience training, the finger on the pulse of what was coming. Oh, yeah. Like, see, that's the thing about good social issues and good science fiction stories. Like, this is where you can see the future being predicted. Like a good science fiction writer, like looks at his own times and can kind of extrapolate what the technology will be, sure, but what does that mean for society and politics and philosophy of life and how people are going to live? The people that can figure that out, yeah, those are the guys you want to read. But yeah, like The Matrix, The Truman Show, Metal Gear Solid 2, that great line about creating context. You don't have to control everything. You don't have to control the narrative. You just have to create context. And then everybody latches onto the context and never really takes the narrative away from it. So, did we already make fun of him? I did mention him. Well, but that's the whole point, Ryan, isn't it? Like, look at what apologists are doing. Like they lower their evidential standards. Like I reacted to that pastor. Oh gosh. And his whole thing is, well, there's this mural in Egypt that shows slaves using straw for brick, and the Bible mentions straw for brick. And so therefore Exodus proven, checkmate atheist. It's like, what? No. All that proves is the Egyptians used straw for brick. Like, and the biblical writers knew it. Like, come on, man. This is your evidential standard that all of a sudden Exodus happened, the Red Sea crossing happened. Checkmate atheist. Like, this is your evidential standard? Like, come on. Like, but yeah, like, but low bar Bill kind of started this. Like he said the quiet part out loud. Like, I'm just gonna say it. I think with all apologists, he just said the quiet part out loud. So like, he just said it out. He just said the quiet part out loud. Again, didn't ban Sky. Well, yeah, it wasn't quite out of nowhere, but yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of games need to be played again. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting game. They took a risk with that one, but it turned out to be better than the original. So yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get across. Like, maybe, maybe the fact that the Egyptians used straw and brick for like 5,000 years before then might, until, Romans came along with concrete. Like, yeah. It's like maybe that might be it. Like, oh man, that was just whole. I couldn't believe he said it. That was one of those moments. Like, you can tell he's a pastor. Like, like, oh my God. Yeah, Sargon proves Moses. Yes. But kind of do live in a brave new world more than 1984. Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. It can make me laugh. It doesn't, honestly, Tilde. It doesn't take much. I'm a big fan of laughter. It's a way to get through things. Here's my numbers for Egypt, maybe. But yeah, but Ryan, it's like it's the thing is, when we talk about low bar Bill, I now look at that moment and go, he's just saying the quiet part out loud that all apologists are doing. Like they're lowering the bar. Like they're desperate. Like, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my channel. Where the apologists are completely discredited and nobody wants to listen to them anymore. I think that's already starting to happen. Like, I don't know. So, I mean, there's that aspect of it. So, well, thank you, Josh. All right, let's see. Got those. Ben Swartz, 6387. Richard Reynolds, US. Tyler Pong, 1027. Maceration. And that dude, 06. All have new memberships. Welcome, citizens. Whether you wanted to be a citizen of the Rabbit Nation or not, you are one. Congratulations on being drafted. So, walk like a Phoenician. There we go. Yeah, there is that aspect that I have to ask myself. And welcome, Robin. But Robin makes a valid point. Like, did I even know what evidential standards were before I left the faith? Like, did I even know what they were? It's definitely a question. It's definitely a question. Yeah, see, that might be valid. Blossom may have a very valid point. I like to laugh because it keeps me from going insane. Well, maybe that didn't work. I don't know. Jury's still out, I guess. Unfortunately, there will be a new apologist, new customers to eat it up. Yeah, that's probably true. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I've seen the video, but I remember thinking that because what WLC did was like try to undercut Alex on all of that interview. Like he felt like he tried to make Alex, is this, I think I saw parts of that. Like, yes, WLC did not handle that well. He got called out on it by his own team, so to speak. The kid that asked the question, like, he did a stream about that with some of his fellow streamer friends that were all Christians, and he's the one that asked the question in that context. And when he got that answer there, I don't know if he ever reacted to it, but yeah, like if Alex O'Connor's put together a video, I'll have to check it out because I remember Alex O'Connor kind of reacting to that in the time frame, and he was like, oh, "This is confusing." So, yes, congratulations on being raptured. Yes, yeah. So, how you doing, man? Standards in this economy? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Erman's fact check was. I've been looking for stuff to watch. Does anybody notice the Canadians are missing? Like, it's just me. I normally look forward to my weekly Paulogia video. He hasn't had anything. Like he didn't have anything last week. I wonder if he's on vacation. Kip Davis seems to be on vacation. So I'm like, what are the Canadians up to? Like, yes, I love to laugh from Mary Poppins. I grew up with that song. Oh, he backstabbed the newsletter. Ooh. Well, yeah. Yeah. So there we go. There we go. I honestly, I want to know where the Canadians went. I live in Michigan. I'm always keeping my eye on the Canadians. Um, I love them to death, but I keep an eye on them. I want to know what they're up to. Yeah, okay, I thought so. I thought he mentioned something about that he was moving soon, so he might be moving. All right. Yeah. Yes, Dr. Kill. Yes, 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 Dr. Kill. Yes. But yeah, he may be moving. I thought so. But yeah, like I didn't see Paula G. I'm like, okay, what are the Canadians up to? Like, cue the Blame Canada song. Like, get it ready. Lowering the bar. It's more like, yeah, yeah. Is that what they're doing? I've noticed that a lot of apologists like to Gish Gallop now. Like they just like to throw out random facts, and by the time you're even thinking about the answer to the first one, it might be too late. Like it's yeah. Like I don't know that that's not happening. It might very well be happening. Oh my goodness. All right, all right. Getting high on Canadian wood smoke. Okay, that's possible. Word for word. Oh, poor Wes Huff. I'd feel more sorry for him, but I think he's a grifter. Like, God damn it. You keep trying to find an honest apologist, and there's so few. There's too much crap happening to be annoyed about. Yeah, I guess. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. All right. I'm going to take a break, mostly because I want to play Earl's intermission and re-announce that there is a link in the chat and in the description of this stream for IKE and our fundraiser for her. And I'm going to play her intermission while I take a 2-minute break. And I come back. So we'll continue to discuss the issue of apologists and standards of evidence. So any other comments and questions, just leave them there. And when I get back, I'll address them. But in the meantime, here's this lovely, wonderful piece of artwork from IKE. All right, and I am back. There we go. Yay. Yes. I love that piece, by the way, Earl. I do. It's funny. It's still funny. But you brought in all the key characters except yourself. The next time we do an intermission, you got to bring the Goblin Queen in. So, got to do that too. I'm sure the Goblin Queen has something to say about tentacles. I'm sure. Yes, Wes Huff. I think the moment I went from he's just a sincere apologist, Josh, to he's a grifter is when I found out that he had the whole I was paralyzed and God healed me thing in his stuff. Oh my gosh, shit. So there you go. So, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, asshole. If you're grumpy, there you go. Showed Bart Ehrman the word for word clip at last episode. Misquoting Jesus said, "Yeah, that's true." I was a bit shocked at the answer, but who am I to argue with Bart? Yeah, okay. Yes, watch behind the suckers. Yes. Yes, there we go. Tentacles. Yes, yes. Yeah, the next one you do, you got to have you in it. I am fairly certain that the Goblin Queen has something to say. So, see you later. See you later, Wolf. Appreciate you. Coming from Bart, that actually is surprising. Like, it is very surprising that he would say something like that about the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'll take Kip Davis because Kip Davis is actually a Dead Sea Scrolls expert, and Bart is more New Testament studies and Jesus than he is that. So I'll take Kip over Bart on that one. So, but no, it's not word for word. I mean, pick up, there is an English translation of the Dead Sea Scrolls somewhere. Like, a lot of them have been translated. You can pick it up, and if you compare it to our today's Bible or old text, like, I'm fairly certain that has been done. So, and it's not word for word. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kip has a definite different take. Yes. Yes. So, uh, yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. I don't know. It's like, no, it's not word for word. Like, no, it's off by a bit. Like, there's parts of it that are different. And to say it like, and then he's like, it's always interesting that I think even during the Rogan interview, didn't he mention something about percentage, like it's 93, 96% the same? I'm like, no, wait a minute, that's not word for word. That's what we're talking about, standards of evidence here. Like, the expression word for word kind of indicates that it's 100% the same, like not a high percentage probability thing. It indicates like it's absolutely the same. And so that's not a quote that he should have made. So, yeah, no, I don't think he was being. If he now, that's the thing though. Like, Bart's expertise is New Testament. And so he might have heard some scholarship that says something like, I am sure the word for word quote Wes Huff didn't coin, because I heard that when I was in school too. Like, when I was in Bible college, I'd talk about Bible college and seminary. They were like, that quote was used every once in a while. Or, yeah, it's pretty much word for word, but it was always preceded by the, if I could talk, preceded by the phrase pretty much or almost word for word. Like, it was never the way Wes Huff put it. Like, it was always like there's some differences. So, you want to see a Zod versus Huff? Well, I've offered to several former believers that used to be in Bible quizzing, um, that we could put together a team and take on any apologist team. I'd do that. Like, pick a book of the Bible. Like, like, I'll do it. It might be. But yeah, I've told people like, yeah, the music is pretty good too. It's good stuff. That's why I like to play it. It's good video. Uh, I could be. I hope he's misspeaking. Like, he should. Bart Ehrman's expertise is focused on Jesus, anything involving Jesus. And so the Dead Sea stuff, there is some stuff in the Dead Sea Scrolls that relate to the times of Jesus. And so he may have studied that aspect of it. And he might have heard some authors say, because a Christian author might have used the pretty much word for word or almost word for word quote. Because I know Wes Huff that's not original to Wes Huff. I've heard that before from somebody else. Like, so there's that. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, it's a sweeping statement and out of character. You suck at Bible stuff? Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, yeah. Like that was what got me. Like I remember when Paula Gia and Shannon Q came out of the woodwork to comment on that one. Like she came out and went, "Yeah, that's bullshit." Like, like, and when Shannon Q gets involved, it's usually because somebody's being a grifter at that point. Like that's usually my cue that okay, something's up tilting. Like this is bullshit. Like there's some bullshittery going on here. And when she pointed out that like people can get this um, can get this condition and it can go away if you're healthy. It's like it's not a miracle. It's just something that happened. And Wes should know this by now. Like he's an adult. He should have researched it because it's something that happened to him. And he should know that, but he doesn't correct himself. So it's like, yeah. So there you go. Yes, word for word. Yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. There you go. Yeah, it's good stuff. And there you go. Like it's, I don't know. It's a weird world. This world we live in. I mean, strange. Although I've been because I have my poli sci degree. I've been dipping my toe in what's going on in the primaries, and my own primary here in Michigan is the subject of national news. So that's always interesting. So there we go. Good to see you, Kelly. Oh, the treasures in my childhood bedroom, a little squishy at the moment. Oh, okay. Yes, the kinky sciences. Yes, the political sciences. Yes. Yeah, he should know better. Like, that's my problem with that one, though, is like, you should know better, bro. Like, you should have looked this up. You know that this medical condition can go away, it's not permanent. Like, it can be that way, but the risk of that for somebody that young is just not that big. And he got over it. He basically his body corrected itself and it was fine. So yeah, like that's where I'm like, okay, if he's willing to misrepresent that as part of his personal life when he should know better, then what else is he misrepresented? And I think the word for word thing is a misrepresentation like that too now. So there you go. Well, yeah, I mean, Josh, the money involved from these packs. Oh my God. I remember when this shit started. Anybody remember McCain Feingold? Like, it's goddamn it. We're going to make election financing fair. And when you know the Democrats and Republicans are agreeing on something in the 90s, it's shenanigans. So, so, so people at hell are now not showing a miracle God medicine. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. But yes, like we had a bunch of money. The gubernatorial race will be interesting. That might be close. It's unfortunate. But the big one, of course, from national point of view, is El Assad, the Muslim, won the Democrat nomination. He's very progressive. So he barely won, but he won. So, yeah, total shenanigans. Yes. They just figured out a way to fund it with a lot more money. So just figured out to pool their money and fund things that way. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, like there's a whole bunch of money poured into the Michigan races this time. Yeah. So it was just amazing. So there's that one. And I don't even know who the Republican challenger is for that. We haven't had a Republican senator in so long. Just for whatever reason. So I don't even know. But I know that the John James one versus Jacqueline Boslin will be interesting. So Fluffle. Oh yeah, science. Yes, science, kinky sciences. Yes. Yeah, it's close. It was a close. It was a close one. Um, So it'll be interesting. But there's a ton of money poured into Michigan for politics. That you couldn't go buy a TV in anybody's household without a commercial. Like all the commercial time was devoted to the political races here in Michigan. It was sad. Yes, Heenanigans. Yes, yes. Or Heronanigans. Found out that the girl cloud is a thing. You know what the race was when I believe it was Michigan 7, but the Trump-backed candidate lost to a candidate who dropped out of the primary. What a shit show. I don't know if that's Michigan. Michigan's here. I have the Michigan primary because I'm as a I don't want the 2005 results. I want 2006. Damn it. Let's see. Who do we have here? Michigan's a good microcosm for the rest of the country. I can tell you this, the gubernatorial candidates absolutely killed it, the ones that won. So that's that. El Sad won. All the House districts were pretty much slam dunks for both candidates. There's some interesting ones. There was also some Republican uncontested districts that didn't even have anybody running against them. So, yeah, it's pretty much the same done it. But it was the El Assad one that interested everybody. Yeah, that's hard. Some of your puns are deep. Drunk with a camper that I said, I just go where I'm towed. And I die laughing thinking about you. That's probably true. Oh my goodness. Yep. There we go. Oh my goodness. Too much crap to be annoyed about. Yeah, that's probably a good theme for the rest of the show. But we're just confusingly close to the actual word. Probably. Yeah. Look at my dad, so I'm behind. My dad had transverse myelitis, what Wes says he was miracle healed of, but my dad survived it too. It's not miraculous to recover. Yeah, like that was where I drew the line with Wes Huff. Like, oh shit, he's another grifter. He's making money off of this. He knows better. Like, it's like, God damn it. You know, because he's so young looking, you know, like think he's just a naive, star-eyed, true believing idealist apologist. And no, not the case. Not the case. Apparently boycott or female causes or something. Oh, really? Oh, girl cut. Oh, you know what? Now you're going to make me do it. Alteration of boycott. A contest abroad made by male and African American athletes. My guess is it's expanded beyond that. Pull and get. You mean apologists? I think that's the short and done thing. Like it's. Oh yeah, like it was brutal. It was brutal, and I noticed that Wes Huff did not react to that at all. Like it's strange. I'm sure he was made aware of it. Like you whenever Paula Gia does something and it's on somebody specific, I am fairly certain they learn about it. Like somebody's going to tell them. Get decent, good political information from. If you're asking me, you find out, you let me know. What I do to kind of get more of a straight understanding what's going on is I have to unfortunately listen to everybody. Like you have to go, I mean, ground news can help a little bit, but I have some questions. Really do have some questions myself because there seems to be like, I don't know, like, how do you identify a source as right leaning, left leaning? Like, I want to know what the criteria is, and I don't know. It's hard to get a straight answer. Thomas Smith dropped out of the race because that candidate Smith dropped. Yeah, there were several uncontested Michigan elections. Yes, because people dropped out. There are certain counties in Michigan that the real the county I live in, the real election is the primary because no Democrat candidate has won here in literally decades at this point. So it's like, but there's other counties in Michigan where no Republican has won in decades. So, I think every state has counties like that where the primary is the real election. So, which is pretty good. Yeah. Yes, it is greatly appreciated. Support of my channel is always greatly appreciated. Oh. Yeah, brutal empathy. That's a good way to say it. I got to remember that. Sometimes your empathy can be brutal. 2 weeks old, yes. Hey, Triple E, good to see you. Yeah. But yeah, like I don't know. The brutal empathy that sometimes is needed in dealing with apologists. I don't know. Evidential standards they don't seem to have. They don't have them. But yeah, but I was just looking at the governor race is going to be interesting because you have the what will be the former Secretary of State Jacqueline Benson, the Democrat. She's going to be. She has a record, so to speak, working for the governor's office, being part of the Secretary of State. Mostly people are going after her husband, not her, about some $70 million claim that he's going to make money off of this data center. And I saw several reports saying, well, while it's true that he is connected to that organization, there's been no reports about how much money he'll make. That's a made up number. So that's the story on her side. And then John James is a African American candidate who is also up Trump's ass and from Detroit. And honestly, that's a combination that has him have the best chance of winning the governorship. I don't know what else to say. Black man from Detroit who's also a Republican and a Trump supporter. Oh boy. It'd be great. Got Trump's endorsement. That's probably why he won. Yeah, the standards are the more dented it is, the better. Yes. Oh yes, Veggie Killer is a great name for an emoji. It is. Oh, you got it from a movie review, Brutal Empathy. Okay, well, I got to remember that because there are times when I need a word to describe what I'm trying to do to somebody I'm talking to of faith. It's like a brutal empathy. Like I hate to be like there's times I'm like I hate to be in your face about this, but yeah, that's just not true. Like I've got some comments on old videos and streams lately, and it's obviously a Christian apologist, and it's like they're asserting a whole bunch of stuff. And I want to say, well, to be frank with you, it's like none of what you just said is even verified. Like it's not even there. And maybe proceeding, I hate to be brutally empathic with you, but so Oh yeah, it's a great descriptor for what she did in that video. All right. See you later, Evan. I get it. I get it. I'm running a little low on time, so I do want to tomorrow. Tomorrow, um, it will be me and Earl. Let me see if I can grab the thumbnail here because I forgot. Because that's me. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. But tomorrow, it will be the Rabid Atheist Show. We're going to talk about withdraw detoxing without God. The Rabid Atheist Show with IKIlledEarl. There you go. Thanks. Yes. Yeah. But yes, thanks, Nami. Your white of Psycho Kill as Veggie Killer win. Yes. Yes. But yes, like tomorrow, this is what we'll be talking about. I'm going to let Earl kind of take over the research side of that. I have a lot of questions to ask because when I was dealing with most addictive cycles, it was on the referral side. How do I refer this person? What's going on? I probably have my addictions, but my addiction was kind of religion, and then I dumped that, and now I'm being very, very cautious not to develop another one. So there you go. But yes, so yeah, he did win. Yep. So there we go. Are you looking forward to this one? Good, good. Yeah, but as one of the things that Earl's had to deal with is some friends detoxing, and she has her own stories, and we all have our issues with this. Like, how do you deal with withdrawal and detox? Now, neither one of us are experts, but we're going to kind of lead a discussion about it. And Earl's going to provide some of her story and some other things. So I think this is going to be a really, really good stream. If you're interested in helping, or at least getting some idea of what to deal with and how to deal with it, this should be a good show. So we'll be doing that tomorrow at 7. I'm not limited in time on Fridays, so we'll go as long as we need to. And it's an issue close to my heart a little bit, because dealing with crisis situations as somebody who's trying to promote good charitable work in the atheist community, this is one of those areas. So detoxing your brain from magical thinking, there might be some stuff. But like dealing with quitting medications, there's a lot of stuff going on in our society. We have this, I was talking to my therapist yesterday about this, and she says she deals with people with synthetic, like marijuana issues. She said that shit's dangerous. And so, Earl's had to deal with this a little bit, and I'm happy to bring her on and talk with her. So this is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I think it's going to be a great stream. So I'm going to talk it up. All right, good. Turn your notifications on. This is definitely one that a lot of people are very interested in. Have a heart attack, stop to smoke, easy. I don't think it's always that easy, but yes. But me and Earl are going to be handling this tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. So I think that's going to be it for today, other than to also remind everybody about Earl's, the GoFundMe for Earl that me and Evan are doing. That's in the description. It's in the chat. Notifications on. Good. Yep. That's what you need to do. So yeah, it's hard. Like, I think that's one of the things that people don't, you could still be an addict and be in a state of dealing with it effectively. So it's a different way of looking at it, because I'll just give it a little precursor here. The magical thinking about addiction in the church and other places that are religious is like you can be cured of it, like, and never be an addict again. And I am fairly certain that's not accurate. So how do you deal with that without God? Okay, that's kind of what we're we're talking about. Okay, how do you get the reality about what you're dealing with without God? So there you go. And thank you, Earl. Appreciate it. Yep. But yeah, I've been very pleased with the GoFundMe too. We're 2/3 of the way to our goal. So proud of you guys in the Fluffle. Appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. Um, yeah, when you're living so, yeah, like that's kind of what we're going to talk about in depth. I think, like, I want to hit the idea of there are certain problems that are never going to go away, but you can deal with them effectively. So, and I know that I've had some of those, not necessarily addictive problems, but problems that don't go away, but I deal with them effectively. And that's kind of the big thing. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow. But yes, I'm very proud of you guys. The Fluffle, you guys have been great. Appreciate it. No, no. Sorry, NFL. No, I've seen you before, and I'm ending my stream, so I don't have to deal with it. Yes, yes, yeah. That's where we're at out of 7,000. That's pretty cool. I appreciate that. It's like 65% of our goal. So well done, Fluffle. Well done. Appreciate everybody who's donated. All right, I got to call it a night. I do have to get ready for work and head off. But I want to thank everybody who gave today. Here, let me see. I need to get everybody up. I want to thank Tilting for being a member for 4 months. Appreciate you, Martin. Thank you very much. Josh with the 5 memberships. Thank you so much. And then the 2 donations as well. Thank you so much. So there you go. There you go. I saw that 6-7. What are you doing? Yeah, so brave coming in right at the end. Yes, always, always. But thanks everybody for stopping by. May Fangs nibble on all of your hearts. May he draw himself closer to you with his sharp, pointy teeth, and may those same pointy teeth purify all your vegetables from religious corruption. If you need any warm fuzzies in your life from a religion, we have that. We have the ultimate warm fuzzy picture in IKIlledEarl's Godlet Fangs, which all you have to do is look into the big eyes of Fangs, and you will get all of the warm fuzzies you'll ever need from any religion without having all the religion. If you need a religious ritual, circumcise a carrot, put it on top of your stash. It may protect your stash, it may not. Like all religious rituals, results vary. Like all of them, we're in the same boat with all the rest of them. If you also need to check your local laws about your stash, Judge Fangs will use those legalities to steal your stash in a more legal way, because that's what he's about. Beware the lies and the vibes of the apologists. That's kind of what they're going on these days. Their evidential standards are a little bit low. And beware the presuppopossums. They're out there. So be advised. Don't get bit by the presuppers. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. As always, live your best life. You only get one go around it, then it's over. So you need to take all your time, money, opportunities, and give them to yourself, the people you love and care for, and to help make this a better world. You'd be happier if you do. And don't waste them on the trappings of religion and faith, because that's a dead end. I speak from experience. And as always, thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 7, where me and IKIlledEarl are going to deal with detoxing withdrawal without a God. We'll see y'all then. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end to find out how you can support the channel better. Of course, there's always the normal notions of just hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, and share the video with your friends and family that you think would be interested. That's always very appreciated. If you want to support the channel in a more tangible way, there's several options. You can super chat or super thanks in the comments or during a stream. Those are always very welcome. But you also can become a member of the channel. Members have certain perks like getting the videos early, things like that. They also have some good custom emojis during chat. So all of these things are good benefits to members, but they also support this channel and its work to continue to normalize atheism and deconversion, for which I'm very appreciative. It keeps me going. and it keeps me as a content creator being able to do more and more as a content creator. So if you choose those methods of support, thank you very much. And I appreciate you once again for staying to the end and listening to other ways that you can support the channel. Appreciate it. Thanks, and I'll catch you next time.